gun because it fires a shot that will weigh. You guys are catching that. Very good. Now, when you see guns, I know you watch a lot of movies. They fire a projectile that looks like this. In the movies, they'll send that projectile downrange and hits a target, and what happens?
It blows.
And everything goes flying. You sell a lot of movie tickets. Guys, hold still. Here it comes. All right, saw a lot of flinching and things going on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Just kidding. All right. The thing about guns is it only can fire solid shots. The mortars and howitzers can fire the bombs, but the guns only fire solid shots. Is that going to sell a lot of movie tickets?
No.
Not unless they show them the correct way. The thing about a gun is that thing can travel up to 1 mile. It weighs 6 pounds and is traveling about 1,200 feet per second. That means if it hits a body part, what happens to the body part?
It goes away.
It just rips it right off. As infantry soldiers, you carry a weapon called a musket. Does anyone know the range of a musket? 80 to 100 yards. So when you guys are on the field defenseless, the artillery opens up fire. And that shot is heading right towards you, ma'am. I know you got your cell phone in your hand, but if that shot's heading towards you, is it the cell phone or you you're going to save?
Oh, myself.
Very good. So she's going to basically get out of its way. After firing the shot into your line over and over again, what's your line starting to look like? Yeah, it's a mess. There's holes and gaps, communications breaking down, and then every now and then, we hit a soldier. We'll say we hit this little guy right here and her behind you. I know, I'm sorry. What I hope with this reaction, though, is when these folks here see this and these folks here see this, how do they feel? Scared. And when people get scared, what do they want to do?
Run.
All right, the main objective of field guns was to break up enemy formations and make them run. We switched into this thing called case, canister, or grape shot. There's about 20, sometimes 80 of these 1-inch diameter balls filled in the can. This time when they fire, they're not trying to scare you. What are they trying to do?
Hit you.
And then you think about it. This can kill a whole bunch. That can only kill 1 or 2. Why don't they just shoot this one all the time?
Don't go.
Very good, guys. You're well educated out
It's like
there.
a shotgun
it does
versus
not
a
go as
rifle.
far. Its maximum range is 300 yards. Maybe enough to scare you off the field. Maybe enough, like she said, to get my piece off the field. Any piece used in the field needs a well-trained crew. A crew for a gun like this is about 15 people. Most of the crew is pushing and pulling the cannon everywhere. The other crew members are essential for the loading and firing. So what I'm going to do is draft a few of you guys from the audience. And if you would, shout the first command to your crew. Gun, attention! Down in front of your line. The captain's going to inspect his crew. Make sure that all their tools were in proper working order and that they're combat ready. Sir, did they pass your inspection? Look standards today? 4th of July? Okay, come on over. Once they pass the officer's inspection, he's going to shout the next command to them. Man the P! They'll do a swift right about face and make to their positions on the weapon. Be careful. Next command right away. From right to left, dress. Alright, as they get situated up there, folks in the audience, take a look at this. It's called a fixed cartridge. You're taking the projectile you want to fire, strapping it on with a wooden disc called a sabot or sabot, and on the back side goes a bag of powder. These are great for quick rounds, but they leave a lot of debris in the barrel between rounds. They'll shout, search the P. At the left front is a tool called a worm or a wad hook. We'll push that to the breech of the weapon. As we turn it, grab all the big debris and pull that out. We're into our Molly, and the captain shouts, advance sponge. She'll take her lamb's wool sponge, dunk it in a bucket of water, and only start it in the muzzle. Unlike the worm, you can't push it to the breech until this next command's given. Captain. 10 vent. At the back, this gentleman has a piece of leather in his left thumb. He's sealing off a hole for 2 reasons. First reason, if Molly sponges it and there's hot embers, where do they go? The other problem, if he doesn't cover it and there's fire in there and you sponge in and out, what are you doing to the fire?
Stoking.
You're stoking it. Very good. So next command. Sponge piece. Now the sponge will go down the entire barrel, pulling everything off. Molly, a little more haste. Those British are coming. It's time to reload. Our ammunition's kept at the back. The command to them would be handle cartridge. We'll walking, not a runner. Okay. Hand the cartridge off and walk all the way back. And then the next command is given. Charge beef. We put this in the barrel with the powder end, of course, going in first. The next command.
Ram down cartridge.
Molly flips the sponge over, uses the wooden end of her tool, takes everything from the muzzle and pushes it to the breech. This cartridge is now directly underneath the vent hole. The next command.
Prime.
This cannoneer pulls out a priming wire, will slip it through the vent, puncturing a hole in the bag, releasing powder in the tube. Next, he'll pull out a paper tube, pull loose powder, rip it with the teeth, spit out the end, and pour that powder on the outside of the barrel, giving your fuse from the outside to the inside. Next command. Take A. All right, our surveyor back here is going to come up. Come up here, young lady. Can we hit the hill? Yell to the captain. On target. You guys didn't hear that with bombs blowing up everywhere? All right, young lady, come back over here. Because she doesn't want to stay behind the barrel. Because when this thing fires, where's the whole carriage going?
Backwards.
Yeah. So the two cannoneers at the back have cleared the way, but Molly and our loader, who are starting to look nervous up there, stay where they are. Does anyone know them or care about them? Ooh, a little bit nope. The captain said nope. Okay. They are actually in a safe position. Ready? Young lady, come over here. Grab the command list from our officer. Sir, draw the sword out with your right hand. Young lady, come 3, 5. You hear a loud, thunderous, eventual boom. There you go. And that thing sets everything off. Obviously not that impressive, Don. We're gonna fight for you now. We just want to show you all the detail that went in the process. Give this crew a hand for helping us. And about a ½ pound of black powder in there, which is your typical service charge for the canister shot. The 6-pound shot, you can use upwards to 2 pounds of powder for that for your maximum range. The 24-pound shot down there can use up to 8 pounds of powder. When we fire, you will get the boom. Just don't expect to see a hole in that wall.
Dang
Eventually, we would hit the parking lot, but you know your cars are there. Crew, attention! Man the piece. Right, left, dress. Search, peace.
Clear.
Load. Wait for the commands. Back ready! Fire! Secure the piece!
Whoa!
Clear.
Oh!